What's up, preppers? Welcome back to another video. First, we're going to start with story time, just to get people up to date. Don't worry, it's got pictures. Once there was a land called Unified Candyland. Unified Candyland has always been a haven for different candies all over the world, but recently a mass influx of candies means the Unified Candyland is struggling with all sorts of things that keep the country going, and what made it so appealing in the first place. The Cheerios were in charge of Unified Candyland for a long time, but it was so bad that a lot of the sweets didn't bother voting, so by default, the sour sweets got into power. And turns out, everything they promised happened to be a lie, and now their leader, Candy Harmer, seems to be making things worse than ever before. The everyday people in Unified Candyland have finally had enough and staged a massive peaceful protest, just to show how upset they were with Candy Harmer and his sours. Then the young naive candies of Candyland used this as an opportunity to smash up shops and take things that were never theirs to take in the first place. Candy Harmer smiled from ear to ear, because he knew this was the perfect opportunity to get even more control and stop all the candies from even having freedom of speech. So much so, there was even idiots on YouTube making up silly stories just to try and get the point across. Hey, unfortunately, the story ends there for now, but we're all eager to see how it ends. That was ridiculous, right? I wanted to come on here because we've no idea what's going on in the UK at the moment, and I'm personally starting to get kind of riled up about it, and I'm sure a lot of people are as well, which is only going to make things worse, right? Nobody wants to see people arrested for ridiculous reasons, and there's clips circulating now on social media and all over the place of judges passing down 20-month sentences for Facebook posts. I'm not saying the post was justified. I'm not saying what it said was right, not by any means. But what happened to freedom of speech? What happened to freedom of expression? These are simple things in human rights. And we can see this in the Human Rights Act in Article 10. Article 10 protects your right to hold your own opinions and to express them freely without governance or interference. This includes the right to express your views aloud, for example, through public protest and demonstrations, or through published articles, books, or leaflets, television, radio broadcasting, works of art, the internet, and social media. So that sounds pretty much like we have freedom of speech, right? Restrictions to the right of freedom of expression include the following. Public authorities may restrict the right if they can show their action is lawful, necessary, and precautionary in order to protect national security, territorial integrity, or public safety, prevent disorder or crime, protect health or morals, protect the rights and reputations of other people, prevent disclosure of information received in confidence, maintain the authority and impartiality of judges. There's a lot of them points that kind of raise an eyebrow with me, and now I don't know about you. Main one being protect the rights and reputations of other people. So you can have your own opinion, but don't tarnish somebody else's reputation. What if your opinion is that the workmanship they did on your house is terrible? Is leaving a bad review tarnishing their reputation? Or is it the freedom of speech? Interesting. So this is the Human Rights Act. We can look also at the Communications Act of 2003. Now, this is one of the things that you heard an officer citing when making one of these arrests. This may have not been the 20-month sentence one, but still, this is what they're basing it around. This one kind of just treads all over Article 10, in my opinion. But let's have a quick look. A person is guilty of an offence if he sends by means of public electronic communications network a message or other matter that is grossly offensive or indecent, obscene, or menacing character, or causes such message or matter to be sent. Menacing character. That's an interesting one. Don't send Mr. Burns memes. Excellent. A person is guilty of an offence if, for the purposes of causing annoyance, inconvenience, or needless anxiety to other. Needless anxiety. What anxiety is needed? And sorry to inconvenience you. Arrest me. That's ridiculous. Sends by means of public electronics communication network a message that he knows to be false. So you can't say anything. You can't lie. No lying on social media. I know many YouTube channels that will be shut down straight away if you cannot lie on social media or give out information that deems to be false. Causes such a message to be sent or persistently makes use of electronic communications network. It's gobbledygook. It really is. Now, this is the one I want to highlight. This is one of the main ones on here. A person guilty of an offence under this section shall be liable on summary conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months, or to a fine not exceeding level 5 on the standard scale, or both. So a fine and 6 months is the maximum, not exceeding. How are we prosecuting people under this act and sentencing them with 20 months in prison? It's in 6 months in prison is ridiculous. This act reads so it's gobbledygook. It really is. It just contradicts everything else in all the other freedom of speech and human rights things that you see. I will link the pages. This is legislation.gov.uk. So it's an official page. The other one is equalityhumanrights.com. I will link both of them below. You can have a look for yourself. But let me know what you think about what's going on at the moment. And if we've still got, are you scared to post something now? Are you scared to comment on a video exactly what you're thinking? Should I be scared to upload this video? Possibly. Feel free to make a donation using the links in the description. It'll all go towards my bail money. Honestly, it's absolutely insane. Now, I'm saying this, and I'm also wearing an England football shirt, and I also have a short haircut. So guess what? People are going to stamp me with a brand straight away, which couldn't be further from the truth. But that's what they perceive, and that's what they want. They want a bad guy to point the finger at and say, it's his fault, it's their fault, it's this, it's that. And at the end of the day, all that's happening is our freedoms, our right to free expression, it's all just getting subdued and shrunk down to the point where we are under boot, under heel, do as you're told, work hard, pay your bills, and die quietly. That's your job. Bit of a rant. Anyway, hope, sense prevails. There is famous people standing up against this. I watched a Rowan Atkinson speech, which was a brilliant one. So have a look for that online if you can find that. And he goes on about this. It's just, how can we let them get away with quelling free speech like this? How can they put this many people in prison when they're releasing hardened criminals who are in there through violence early because there's not enough room? Well, we'll let you go, mister. You assaulted 3 people on a drunken brawl. You go home. We're going to put this guy who put a really mean Facebook post in your cell. He offended some people. We have the right to be offended. So what? You can be offended. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And I'm not advocating any sort of hate or racism or anything like that. Not even the slightest. I do not condone it. But you debate with these people. You argue with these people and you Reason with these people. You don't throw them in prison. You're making them a martyr. Insanity. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be very interested to see your comments in this video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.